Hey guys, it's Eric, and I'd like to say hello to everyone, and hope everybody's having a good day, everybody's enjoying life, because life is to be enjoyed, right? I'd like to welcome all my new subscribers to the channel, and you guys won't be disappointed. I'm going to take you through this journey with me for our citizenship transitioning to another country, and it's stressful, it's a lot of work. But I just take one day at a time, one step at a time, get it done. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my European trip. We're back now, feet back on the ground, back in the DR, ready to make some more steps to get my life going. Let things happening. My life really actually began over anew when I left the Matrix. And the Matrix, I'm telling you, it's just a vicious cycle of government that we have in the United States of America. It's just horrible. And I'm going to tell you guys about that very, very shortly. Because basically, I just recently found out they really don't want you to take your account, take your money overseas. They want you to keep it in America so they can keep wasting it and throwing it away on stupid, crazy stuff like experimenting on turtles and see how the turtle diet is. I mean, thousands of dollars are being squandered, and we wonder why we're trillions of dollars in debt. I tell you, our government is some of the most brain dead people I've ever met in my life. And I'm just telling you how it is, because every time you turn around, they're always trying to get more money out of your pocket. If you're in a high taxes state, every time you turn around, you're paying more taxes. I mean, they tax you to your nosebleed, and you dry your nose and start bleeding, they'll tax you again till your nose bleeds again. So it's like a vicious cycle. It never ends. It never stops. So we just got back to the country, and we had a nice flight. It was a really, really long flight coming back from Europe. Very, very long flight coming back from Europe. We got there about maybe 6 hours going over. Atlantic Ocean all night long flight. Coming back is 7 hours and 50 minutes. So I mean, going against the jet stream. So very, very long. KLM Airlines, they got some really nice planes, big planes, but the seats feel like you're in a jump seat the whole time. You feel like you're sitting in a baby's little training chair. You know, you put your baby on a potty, teach them how to potty train. Well, that's how those seats was. My butt was killing me. It's a horrible experience. The food going over was not that good. It was a little bit better coming back. So hopefully, I never want to fly with KLM Airlines ever again. Never. I'll just try to Swiss Air, go somebody else. And then I also want to pay for an upgraded seat, because I can't be squashed in like that, being that many hours, because people are very uncomfortable. It was a long flight. They were late taking off, and it was just you know, don't believe the hype. I know Spirit Airlines got some tight seats too, but Southwest treats you right, treat you pretty good. And I think Frontier treats you better than too. But Spirit, man, Spirit and the KLM, those seats, I'm telling you, man, it's just horrible. But I'm glad to be back. We flew into JFK. We had a JetBlue flight. I posted that flight on a video, on some pictures, and it was a good flight coming back. No problems at all. Brand new aircraft, Airbus A321, my favorite aircraft, nice and long. The flight wasn't full. You're gonna wonder why, because they're charging all these crazy rates for you to fly these days. But we had to get back in JFK. Gate 1 took very, very care of us. We were in Berlin, Dresden, Munich, Nuremberg. They took very, very care of us. We didn't have to lift our bags. They took care of all that for us. Each and every day before we got to the hotels, they made sure all the hotels was set up right. We didn't have to go to the desk, do nothing. We just got off the bus, went to the lobby. Our tour guide handed us all our room keys. When we got to our room keys, our bags was already there. Every morning before we left and went on to another tour or going to another hotel, we leave our bags outside of our room at 7 in the morning. They would come upstairs and pick up our luggage and suitcases. And I don't believe you just did that. Okay, I won't tell my subscribers what you just did. But anyway, back to the story. My wife really has a sense of humor. But anyway, she's hilarious. Anyway, we set our suitcases back out in front of our rooms. They picked them up, put them on the bus. And again, the process started again. They took them to the next hotel, you know, and it was just really good. Great breakfasts. I showed you guys the videos, the breakfasts we had. Gate 1 is the best the best travel site I've ever known in my life, and I will always go. If I want to travel overseas, and me and my wife is always thinking about planning a trip to Italy, Greece, something like that, to that nature. And it's going to be definitely going to be with Gate One. Gate One Travels is they got full love for me because they took care of us. They were well knowledgeable what they were doing. They went around in circles. They really did some research on how to take care of people, how to accommodate people, and it just ain't just, you know, it's just you get what you're paying for. You really get what you're paying for, and I'm telling you, it's this trip was really less than me going to Cancun. I paid more going to Cancun and staying on a resort my whole 8 days. I went to other cities and everything for way less than money. So you guys need that information, go online, gate1travels.com, plan your next trip. You can make payments on it, whatever you got to do, and they're going to make sure you get your money's worth. I'm telling you. Only strange piece about this, we had to fly to JFK because our connecting flight was in JFK. We went to JFK nonstop to Amsterdam. To Amsterdam, we went to Berlin. Coming back, we flew out of Munich back to Amsterdam. To Amsterdam, back to JFK. So, like I said, they hook all that up for you. It's really good traveling with them. Props to Gate One Travel. Much love. So, anyway, next week I'm going to talk about because I got an appointment. Me and my wife have an appointment to go look at a new place in San Diego. A new place to stay, a new next permanent residency with temporary residency here. But we're going to get something more permanent. We're going to look at that place because it won't be ready for quite a few months, which is great for us because we're not in a big rush, but we're going to make sure that we got our financial thing in order and make sure that we can go into this place and we can really have a nice place. And then we also had some shipping things with my whole baggage. We got back and got all these emails. My wife got these emails. And I spent my whole day on the phone just about on Thursday trying to figure out how come my stuff wasn't on the ocean yet. Come to find out, when you're shipping stuff, every now and then they pull over certain containers and inspect them. Why they chose mine, I don't know. But $1,600 later, that's where I sat. And I had to keep calling, make sure they got the paperwork. We got to keep transitioning information, go through all these changes. Thank God we have some people here to help us out and do some paperwork for us and help us to print those copies out because they don't really care. The Matrix always going to find a way to get your money out of your pocket. You better believe it. He's going to get you going and coming. And they'll take your stuff, leave it aside, charge you. Look at 3 boxes and charge you over $1,600 just to look at 3 boxes. Because it's a scam. This country, USA, is a scam. So my advice to you today, don't ship hardly nothing. Bring everything in your suitcases. Or ship it, or find you a P.O. box or FedEx or whatever you got to do. But don't ship it with nobody that you know that's not reputable. And the people that I ship with, I'm going to give you their names and put them on blast on my channel as soon as they get my stuff to me. Because I don't want to reroute my stuff. Because we still have to go to Santo Domingo and go to the pier and pay for the taxes coming to this country as well before we get our stuff brought back here. So we're going to walk you through all that, but I'm just saying it's just a lot when you're transitioning. And let me tell you something. Nobody tell you when you transition to another country is easy because it's really not. But in the long run, it's going to be well worth it. Believe me, well worth it. Because you won't get a break in the Matrix. You know, you will not. I was on the phone fighting with these people about my retirement fund. They trying to tell me where I can have it sent, all this kind of stuff. It's just really nuts. It's crazy. We're gonna get through it though. We're gonna really get through it. And also, and I'm gonna deal with this also next week too, along with my experience when looking at a new place. Is that they call condos is considered apartments over here. That's the word for condos. It's apartments. And also, a villa is a detached home. So it's not like it is back in the United States. Don't think it is because it's not. Everything's different here because you're in a foreign country. And I want you to understand that if you want to run a home, all those kind of things, okay, it's a villa. That's what it's called. The villa is a detached home. So when you come here, you got to try to brush up on your Spanish because you got to deal with a realtor. And a lot of these guys, 100% Spanish, they speak in 1,000 miles an hour. I can pick up the Latin language better if I was in Puerto Rico. Here, it's totally different boat. They wouldn't even wait for you. It's just like everybody's on jet speed here, as far as speaking. and you gotta tell them to slow down a little bit so you can realize, because there's like, I mean, like going like 100 miles an hour, because that's how they speak. That's the culture. That's what they do. So it's kind of hard to figure it out. But in due time, you know, como estás, you know, and I figure out a few words, baño, and just different words that I'm starting to slowly pick up, so it can kind of help me to kind of adjust. Also, your translator on your phone, your translator, is really going to be a great help to you too as well when you come here. So anyway, welcome my new subscribers. Welcome. And I'm going to try to give you all the information I can. It's getting so people are asking me a lot of questions. I'm trying to get back with you. I did a lot of work when I was on vacation. Like I should have been chilling out, but just some of you had some good questions. I want to give you some answers. And so I'm working on some stuff. And as I begin to dedicate more time to this channel and more of what you want and what you're looking for when you come to this country, then I'm going to have to start charging a fee for my time, because I'm in retirement. So I'm working on putting a piece together for consultation, and I'll try to work on a package and get a couple people involved. People can just speak Spanish, people can speak English, and just trying to put this team together so we can also meet you at the airport if it comes to that. Because we come to a foreign country, it's strange. Because we got back from our vacation, and we tried to Uber. We had to call 2 or 3 different Uber drivers, because what they do is when you Uber, they'll tell you they'll be there in 5 minutes or 3 minutes or 2 minutes. They still at their house. The car still sit. They never got in the car. What they're doing is charging you 70 pesos for them not even to leave their house. So we reported those guys to the Uber people, and they're investigating them. We got our money back. We called in, but I'm just saying, taxis want to charge you 20 bucks for you to go maybe 4 or 5 miles. 20 bucks, and that's unheard of. That's outrageous prices in the Dominican Republic. So we're working on some stuff. We're working at the kinks, and we're getting some good information. We're gonna pull it together so when you guys come, or whatever city you guys go to. But I want to let you know also, when you fly into Punta Cana, that's like flying into New York City, you're gonna pay more because they know you're coming. 85% of the tourists that come to this country fly into Punta Cana, because that's all the vacation spots. You got all your timeshares there. You got all your resorts there. So get your pockets ready, okay? And a lot of times they like to keep you locked down, tied down on that resort, so you can't really see how the locals live. So if you're really interested in living in this country, coming to this country, I encourage you to get on a plane and come, figure this thing out. Eric Mariana's Travels, clientivity.com, and I give you some more information, how to book your hotel, try to save you some money, and just come here and just look at it and check out the traffic and everything, and see if this is really going to be for you. Because a lot of times, because you're saving lots of money, this country may not be for you. You know, you might want to go to Colombia, you might want to go to Belize, you might want to go to Philippines, you might want to go somewhere else. You know, so you want to come before you invest all that time and effort in this country and check it out for yourself. Because I did it. This is my second trip, and now I'm living here permanently, and this is my life now. So I like it. I like the weather all year round. The people are nice, the people are kind, and I'm tell you something. You still have quite a few people here that do speak English, and I'm tell you something. The Dominicans would love to learn English because it ups their worth. So you can spend time with them. They spend time with you. Teach you Spanish. You teach them English. It's a good day. So anyway, next week, guys, I'll come with you some information. I'm gonna try to video it as well and show you guys what I see, and give you a different like price range, or just show you kind of like how everything is structured here. They constantly have brand new structures going up all the time. I was gonna be ready for another 30 months, which is great because I'm not in a rush. Put some more duckies in the bank, save up, because I want to make sure that whatever I do is pretty much done. No payments. I'm just trying to make sure that everything's taken care of. That's what it's all about, taking care of business. So yeah, so that's the update. I'm just giving you an update on my transition. I'm still waiting for my stuff to come. Monday, it's gonna finally, my container's finally gonna go to the port in LA. And now they finally get a chance to put it on the ship. I thought I had my stuff by now. We're still kind of like living out of a suitcase, but at least we can put some stuff away. But I mean, I'm telling you, transition is very, very tedious, time-consuming. Phone call after email, after text, after WhatsApp, all that you have to do to make sure that you stay up on your business, because nobody's gonna take care of your business like you. can take care of your own business. So, I mean, we can just give you some information. You got to go for there, make your own choices, make your own decisions, figure out what you want, what you like. Getting out of the matrix is a beautiful thing. I don't care what nobody says. I will not take nothing from my journey. Getting out of the matrix, because like I said, it will eat you alive. And you know, you look at those people that are sleeping under bridges in California. You think the government, you think those people care about them people? They can care less. You got children, you got women sleeping up under a bridge. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of in my life. So this is my country, this is my home now. I'm applying for my citizenship. Got to go to San Domingo pretty soon, talk to my attorney. We hired an attorney, go talk to him, get everything rolling, and get Uncle Sam out of my pockets, okay? Dual citizenship, that's where I'm going, that's where I'm heading, that's my goal. And so I'm just so happy for my journey. I'm so happy that I got rid of my house in the United States, sold my car, looked at my credit score. My credit score took a hit, went down slightly, because in the matrix, they don't want you to sell stuff off and pay stuff off. They want you to continue to be in debt so you can give the government all your money for the rest of your life until you die with a want, not a will, or will, not a want. That's their goal, is to keep you broke. And as long as you got all these payments, all these bills, stay in debt, they love it. They'll give you the best credit score you can. But when you're in debt and you're sleeping at night and them bills are knocking at your door, what good is that? You can't enjoy life. Remember, I always say life is to be enjoyed. So listen, I'm going a little long here, trying to keep it short. But stay focused, stay in tune. You continue to like what you hit, subscribe button. Welcome all my new subscribers. Peace, love, happiness to all my new subscribers. Gonna keep you focused, keep you in the moment of my journey to another country, in Santiago, a beautiful country, beautiful weather, 88 degrees, 90 degrees, nice little coastal breeze. Loving it, 40 minutes from the beach. I'm loving it every single day. And all of you that just want to share the channel, social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Periscope, all you that have that stay connected. I'm glad to be safe back, me and my wife back into our country. I was going to say back in America, but no, I'm not in the matrix anymore. No more matrix for me. I'm done. No more matrix. I'll go as a tourist next time I go. But I'm here in this country, and everything is good. Life is good when you're at where you want to be, paying the price that you want to pay. So anyway, have a good day, guys. Peace, love. Stay connected. One love. Peace.